Hello, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE for the first premium live events, pay-per-view specials of the year, WrestleMania Backlash and Vengeance, first post-WrestleMania special shows, episode 69 as well, I think, so that's nice, you know. Big episode, nice number, we love it. I don't want to ramble on for too long, because I feel like I do ramble a lot, so we kick off this premium live event special with WrestleMania Backlash, the NXT and SmackDown co-branded affair. It gets underway on the pre-show, quite a bit of pre-show to get through. Hashtag trending are in the ring. Ethan Page, Grayson Waller, Reggie and Buffalo, your boyfriend, Persia Pro and Tiffany Stratton ready for their tag match against Cora Jade and the mystery partner. They're feeling a little confident, you know. They took out Candice LeRae and Annie Cooper of Next Gen. They don't think Cora Jade has any more friends who ask for help, so they're feeling pretty confident about themselves. Cora Jade coming out and says, you know what, unlike you two, you know, high school mean girl bullies, I'm nice to people. I actually have friends, okay? And you can take out Annie Cooper, and you can take out Candice LeRae, and you can pay for doing those things. Because, yeah, I have friends ready to help me kick both of your asses. At that point, the music hits and out comes a debuting Roxanne Perez, formerly known as Roxy, of course, on the independent scene, former Ring of Honor Women's Champion, I want to say. I remember having a match with the Honor for that belt, so that sounds right in my head. And Roxanne Perez making her debut here, alongside Cora Jade to take a buff than your boyfriend, 39 for that. And then the match, the tag match, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez of Next Gen, taking on Buffing Your Boyfriend, Persia Pirotta, and Tiffany Stratton. In the end, it's Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez of Next Gen who come out on top. Roxanne Perez pinning Persia Pirotta to do so for a 43. Pretty good match, all things considered. 45 Cora, 44 Persia, 32 Roxanne, 31 Tiffany. Happy enough with this. All doing well, and it's Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade who come out on top in the end. Good start to the pre-show here. Before it's time for another pre-show tag team match as Breezango take on the Forgotten Sons. The Forgotten Sons having some issues with Breezango. Breezango beating them. Forgotten Sons not wanting to be forgotten any longer. Taking out Breezango, the former Raw Tag Team Champions, and looking to, they issued the challenge for tonight. They want to get the win over them. And in that tag match against Breezango and Forgotten Sons, both teams going for this. You know, there's some heat between them now. Breezango taking advantage though. You know, the former Raw Tag Team Champions, as you'd expect, taking advantage, taking control of the match. Looks like they might come out on top. But in the end, the match ends when out storms to the ring the monster among men, Braun Strowman, and he lays out Fandango, and he lays out Tyler Breeze. Breezango winning by DQ here for the 57, 68 Tyler Breeze, 61 Fandango, 35 Wesley Blake, 25 Steve Cutler. Decent little rating. I'm happy enough with that on the pre-show. Building up a lot of stuff on this pre-show. But Braun Strowman running power slam to Fandango, running power slam to Tyler Breeze, takes them both out, and then out walks as his music plays with that massive smile on his face, throwing up that peace sign, is Joe Gacy, and he stands over the stacked bodies of Breezango. Braun Strowman towering behind him, Cutler and Blake either side, and he says, in the quest for peace, it's about taking control. I realize that now. And so that's what we're going to do. From now on, we control our destinies. We control our futures. From now on, we control our narratives. For a 48, decent little match segment here to end the pre-show. Joe Gacy and his new little gang here, ready to, in their words, control their own narratives. Yes. Before it's time for the opening video package, as always, just a good way to start the show, I find. Highlighting all of the matches, but, you know, the bigger ones, more importantly, the Universal title match between Lee and AJ Styles, the face of NXT triple threat match between Gable, Nakamura and Walter, and the main event, the 6-women's tag team match between Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler taking on No Mercy, Shayna Baszler, Tay Conti, and Sonya Deville for the Women's Universal and Women's Tag Team titles. Stacked card, big matches, 100 for that, very good. As then, the women, as I said, are in the main event, and if you're not going to close the show, you may as well open it. So kicking off things for the Universal Championship is Keith Lee and AJ Styles. The two men have had history. They've had matches. In episode 1 even at WrestleMania 37, it was Keith Lee versus AJ Styles for the Defiant Internet Championship. Keith Lee coming out on top to win his first title in the WWE. And now taking AJ Styles in his first defense of the Universal Championship. AJ Styles saying to SmackDown Live's the house that he built. And he's come home and he's ready to take what is his, that Universal title, back. And in the end here, Keith Lee and AJ Styles going at it. A barn burner between the two, as you'd expect. AJ setting up for the phenomenal forearm. Jumps, propels himself, flies through the air, and then is caught by Keith Lee on his back. Big bang catastrophe. 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee gets the win and retains the Universal Championship for a 95. What an opener between these two. 92 Keith Lee, 88 AJ. Both men doing incredible. What a match. The 95, very deserved. Afterwards, Keith Lee, Universal title over his shoulder, reaches out down his hand. AJ accepts it, helps him to his feet. The two men fist bump. A show of respect from these two. They've stole the show. I don't know, that's the wording. They put on an incredible match here to kick things off. They've clearly earned each other's respect. You know, AJ will forever be the man who built the house that is SmackDown, but, you know, it's got a new head at the moment, the Universal Champion Keith Lee, and he's earned AJ Styles' respect for that 91. Good opener here, very happy. Before it's time for another match that could definitely be a barn burner from NXT, we have the leader of Legado, Andrade, lost the Cruiserweight title at WrestleMania to Trey. Griffin, looking to bounce back though, looking to show that he's got what it takes. You know, he says he wants to move on to bigger and better things, the former NXT champion. And getting a win here could definitely lead him towards that. You have to say Carmelo Hayes, his opponent, destined for greatness, the leader of that group, and also maybe an apt set of words for Carmelo Hayes, wanting to beat Andrade, a former NXT champion, propel himself even further in his career. Hopefully be a really good match. Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. In the end, Andrade picks up the win with La Sombra after a great match between the pair. 85 for it, really happy with that. 92 Andrade, 62 Carmelo, both doing really well. Andrade matches are always highly rated, he's incredible. Carmelo Hayes coming close, but Andrade picks up the win in the end. Yeah, he bounces back from that WrestleMania defeat with his victory here. Happy with this. Really good match. Really good start to the show. Before it's time for the United States Championship match. Xavier Woods taking on Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali, one of the masked men who helped Xavier Woods towards winning that US title. Xavier turning on Mustafa earlier this month in the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Contenders qualifying match, I want to say, against Breezango. Saying that he used Mustafa Ali like he, you know, used Big E and Kofi Kingston. No one can compete with his big-ass brain. Mustafa Ali taking a section, leading to this. Xavier Woods versus Mustafa Ali for the US title. In the end, Xavier Woods comes out on top, hitting Lost in the Woods on Mustafa Ali, retaining his championship and picking up the win for a 74. Good match. 77 Woods, 44 Ali, both doing well. Woods retains though, comes out on top. Big brain, big boy, big title. Xavier Woods still the US champion. Before we jump into another title match, a tag team title match of that for the Cruiserweight tag titles. Andrade's already won tonight. Can Legado keep it up? Humberto, Carrillo and Santos Escobar teaming up, looking to win back their Cruiserweight tag titles from the team that beat them to win it at WrestleMania in the Mysterios, Ray and Dominik, the father and son team, looking to keep a hold of those championships they've only held for such a short amount of time. In the end, in the battle for the Cruiserweight tag team titles between the Mysterios and Legado, your winners, and still the Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions is the Mysterios. Dominik pinning Humberto Carrillo after a double 619 from the team for an 82. Really good match. 90 Ray, 48 Dom, 68 Humberto, 65 Santos Escobar. I'm happy, as the Mysterios do keep a hold of their titles. Andrade got the win earlier tonight, but Humberto and Santos Escobar cannot follow that up with a win of their own to get back those Cruiserweight Tag Team titles here. As then, speaking of tag title matches, on the SmackDown side of things, next up is Bronson Reed and Samoa Joe defending the gold against the Usos. Beforehand, we have the Usos just in that little bit before you go out onto the stage, backstage. You know what I'm talking about, with the Usos there. And there is also Solo Sikoa, and Solo tells them to win. And they say, that's what we're going to do, Us. We're going to win. And Solo says, no, no, no. Win. For a 78. So this guy making it very clear, speaking the words Roman Reigns has spoken so many times as well, making it very clear the Usos have to win, have to bring those SmackDown Tag Titles back to the Bloodline. They cannot disgrace Roman Reigns' name, the Tribal Chief's name like this with another defeat again for that 78. Before we have the title match itself for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, Bronson Reed and Samoa Joe versus the Usos on a WrestleMania rematch. Reed and Joe looking to retain those gold, whilst the Usos looking to win it back for the family. Roman Reigns told them win or else. And in the end, we are going to be finding out what or else means, because Reed and Joe get the win to retain their SmackDown Tag titles. Samoa Joe hitting Jimmy Uso with the Muscle Buster. Jimmy going up top rope, looking to hit a Uso splash on Bronson Reed, but Samoa Joe, the legal man, going in, grabbing him off top rope. Muscle Buster victory. 85, really good match. 84 Jay, 82 Reed, 79 Jimmy, 73 Joe. Happy with this, as Bronson Reed and Samoa Joe keep a hold of SmackDown Tag Team titles, and the Usos are defeated, and Roman Reigns will not be happy about that, you have to imagine. Before we go to the Cruiserweight Championship match, we had the Cruiserweight Tag Titles, the Mysterios retained. Can Trey Griffin do the same? A tough match though, Trey Griffin defending against both Cedric Alexander and Ricochet in the triple threat match. Cedric Alexander and Ricochet looking to get some gold themselves, looking what they can prove, what they can do, not just as a tag team but as single stars as well. Can they do it for the Cruiserweight title? Trey Griffin, Cedric Alexander, Ricochet. In the end, your winner and still Cruiserweight champion Trey Griffin makes his first defense of the title. Meteora to Cedric Alexander for the victory. 82 for the match. Really good match again. All the matches are doing really well tonight. 76 Ricochet, 73 Cedric, 67 Trey. I am happy. Trey Griffin comes out on top and retains his Cruiserweight championship here. For it's time for a big match that we've all been waiting for, let's be honest. It's time for the battle from the Bullard brand, LA Knight versus Big Bad Thad himself, Thaddeus Bullard. Both men make their entrances. Thaddeus Bullard makes his usual grandiose entrance with Paul Heyman. LA Knight makes his entrance with Torres, Bourbon, Spanish Flying Cameron, Grimes, of course. Golden pyro raining down as the four men pose on the stage. I have to think all this pyro paid for by the bumpkin billionaire himself, Cameron Grimes, as LA Knight makes a very real show, the $1 Million Megastar, making his entrance for this 82. Before the match, LA Knight versus Thaddeus Bullard. Bullard looking to bounce back from that WrestleMania defeat, looking to bounce back from the breakup of the Bullard brand, where he was beaten down so brutally by Knight, Torres, Bourbon, and Grimes. LA Knight looking to prove he's better than Bullard, though. Looking to prove that he beat John Cena, he'll beat Thaddeus Bullard, he'll beat whoever you put in front of him, because LA Knight's the star around here, baby. Can he, though? LA Knight, Big Bad Thaddeus Bullard, in the end, as you'd expect, really. Torres, Bourbon, Grimes try and get involved. Bullard fighting them off, snatching the crutch from Bourbon, smashing around him and Torres' backs to get them out. They leave the ring. Cameron Grimes sneaking in the ring, goes for the cave-in on Bullard, but Bullard holds on to him, lifts him up. Bullard bomb to him, not in the ring, but he does the Bullard bomb to throw Grimes out of the ring. He lands on top of Torres and Bourbon. All three men laid out ringside. Just Bullard and Knight here going at it. And Bullard lifting Knight. He's got Knight between his legs for the Bullard bomb. And Knight kind of getting his senses a bit, shoving Bullard's legs. He's unsteadying himself. He bumps into the ref a bit. The referee knocked backwards a bit as LA Knight moves his head. Swift arm up, straight to the groin of Bullard. The low blow, taking out Thaddeus Bullard. Crouching over in pain as Knight gets to his feet and plants Thaddeus Bullard with the BFT, the blunt force trauma, for the victory for an 86. LA Knight gets the win following that cheating from over Thaddeus Bullard, the interferences, the distractions, the low blow. LA Knight on top. 89 LA Knight, 80 Bullard, both doing really well as LA Knight gets the victory. Underhanded tactics or not, coming out on top over Big Bad Thad here. Not having a good time of things, Big Bad Thad, but it's Big Bad Thad. He'll bounce back. We all know and love Big Bad Thad, don't we? Before we go backstage to the Bloodline's personal locker room, Caleb Braxton knocking on the door, going inside, asking Roman Reigns about the Usos' defeat. And Roman Reigns just sitting there, staring into space, snarling a little bit, as Solo Sikoa steps in and ushers Caleb Braxton out the locker room and slams the door behind her for a 100. Roman Reigns clearly not happy, but clearly still focusing ahead to his own match later tonight against Jacob Fatu. No time for questions. As then we head into the NXT North American Championship match. We have Isaiah Swerve Scott, the champion, taking on Austin Theory, who looks to win his first championship in the WWE. Isaiah Swerve Scott looking to stop him, of course, and keep a hold of the NXT North American Championship himself. In the end of this battle between two quite young superstars, relatively, Isaiah Swerve Scott comes out on top, hitting the Swerve Stomp on Theory and getting the win, retaining his North American title for a 76. Good match, 74 Swerve, 73 Theory, both men doing well. Swerve coming out on top though and keeping a hold of that North American Championship. As then, we do have that match between the Bloodline's leader, the tribal chief of the entire family, of the entire WWE, Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu kicked out the Bloodline early in this month, very personally by Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa and the Usos, and now looking for revenge on Roman Reigns, who comes out on top. A big spear to Jacob Fatu, does it in the end. 88, what a match. Jacob Fatu on a 60, 91 Roman though, 88 for that. Incredible. As afterwards, referee about to raise Roman's hand as Solo gets in the ring. He picks up Jacob Fatu. Samoan drop, lays him out, picks him up and tosses him from the ring. Scares the ref off a bit as well. And then Solo Sikoa personally raises the arm of his tribal chief Roman Reigns for 77. Good match, good post. Happy with this. Roman Reigns stands tall over Jacob Fatu here. As then we jump back over to NXT for the NXT Women's Championship match. An up and down night for Legado. Andrade beat Carmelo Hayes. Legado lost to the Mysterios. But now it's time for their final match. Zelina Vega taking on Dakota Kai. Can Zelina Vega win the NXT Women's Championship, bring it to Legado, end their night on a high, or Dakota Kai make her first event? She waited so long to win the NXT Women's Championship, you have to think she won't want to lose it so soon. But she might do. Zelina Vega, incredible in ring, but so is Dakota Kai. In the match, NXT Women's title, Dakota Kai, Zelina Vega. Dakota Kai comes out on top with the chiropractor in the end for 73. Good match. I'm happy with this. 74 Zelina, 67 Dakota, both doing well. Dakota comes out on top though with that chiropractor to keep a hold of her championship. Andrade, the only victory for Legado tonight, which, you know, up and down nights, but no championship gold in Legado. Still, Andrade's match not for a title, of course. Legado losing their title opportunity, Zelina Vega losing hers. Still no gold amongst Legado's ranks. Before it's time for the Face of NXT Triple Threat match. They make their entrances. The NXT Champion Chad Gable, the NXT Japan Champion Shinsuke Nakamura, and of course Imperium, Eichner and Bartel accompanying the NXT UK Champion Walter. All three champions wanting to prove that they are the face of the NXT brand. That they are the champion of their respective NXT, and they are the overall champion of sorts for NXT as a whole. An 82 for the entrances. And then in the match, the triple threat, NXT Champion Chad Gable, NXT Japan Champion Shinsuke Nakamura, NXT UK Champion Walter. In the end, your winner and the face of NXT of sorts here is Chad Gable. After a great back and forth match, all three men giving it everything they've got, all three incredible competitors. The technical ability of Gable, the incredibly hard-hitting styles of Nakamura and Walter, all three men going at it. Gable comes out on top in the end, planting Nakamura with the Chaos Fury to do so for a 92. Really good match. 89 Gable, 84 Nakamura, 72 Walter, all doing well. Very, very happy with this, as Gable does get the win here. A big win against Order Mania. The big win here now, Gable on the form of his life. Before it's time for that 6 women's tag team main event, the two teams make their entrances. No Mercy entering as a solid unit, of course, and then Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair and Ronda all kind of making their own individual entrances, because even Becky and Charlotte, women tag team champs, making their own entrances as they do for a 100. Before the main event, Ronda, Becky, Charlotte, the three women who were in the first ever women's main event of WrestleMania at WrestleMania 35. Now, you know, all that animosity leading to that, working together. Can they coexist against No Mercy? A solid, at times seemingly unstoppable unit of Shayna, Sonya, and Tay Conti. The main event, both teams giving everything they've got. They want the gold. Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte maybe have troubles amongst each other, but at the end of the day, none of them want to lose their titles. And maybe, you know, you force them to work together to keep those titles, they can do it. No Mercy, using that natural chemistry they've established over the past 16 or so months that they've been together, to take advantage, to take control a bit themselves. But in the end, after a long, brutal matchup between these 6 women, your winners, and still the Women's Universal and Women's Tag Team Champions, are Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch forcing Shayna Baszler to submit in the end with the disarmer. 86, really good considering the fluttering ratings between some of them. 93 Ronda, 91 Becky, 83 Charlotte, 80 Sonya actually. So Sonya Deville's done circles around Shayna there. Shayna only has 69, that surprised me. 55 Tay as well, all doing really well. But Becky, Charlotte and Ronda keep their gold in the end, thanks to Becky Lynch forcing Shayna to submit. Afterwards, they get their arm raised. They all, have their celebration. But Becky Lynch, her eyes maybe wandering a bit to Ronda Rousey, to Rani, and that Women's Universal title. Because Becky Lynch, Women's Tag Champ, of course, but her and Becky have a lot of unresolved tensions still. And Becky Lynch always wants to be at top. So does Charlotte as well. So much tension still in the ring because Becky and Charlotte, Women's Tag Champs, but still looking at that Women's Universal title and wanting it for a 100. Good match, good main event, good post as well. Very happy. Overall, WrestleMania Backlash gets a rating of 89. Really happy with this. A lot of really good stuff in the show. Match of the night was the opener, I do believe. We had a lot of really good matchups, but match of the night was Keith Lee AJ for the 95. So very, very happy with this. A lot of stuff moving forward, a lot of stuff concluding. All good. I'm very happy. What did you think of WrestleMania Backlash here? Let me know in the comments down below. I already know one person will be disappointed. Big Bad Fad came out short, but I think I had to cheat a lot to do it, Connell. So please take that into account at least as I make my speeches to... Keith Lee and AJ put on the match on the night, so Keith's got to be here. As well, who has really good shows, or the main events. Sonya really surprised me with her ratings, so I'll give her that. And as well, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, they had a really good match, didn't they? And we praise, we make our speeches, and they're all pleased, and I'm pleased, and I'm very happy. What a start to this premium live event pay-per-view special. Hopefully a really good premium live event / pay-per-view next up with the Raw exclusive event, that is Vengeance. And Vengeance gets underway as customary with an opening video package, just going over the card, highlighting all the matches, a few of the key matches of course. Portela Muerte and Sasha Banks, Montez Ford and Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental title, Io Shirai and Naomi for the World's Women's Championship, and Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole in a 60-minute Iron Man match for the WWE Championship. 98 for that, good opener. Always good to start off a video package, I think. Highlight the big matches. Regular wrestling shows usually open with a video package. They usually get really good ratings. It gets you off to a good start. Why wouldn't you do it? Okay, before the opener of tonight, for the Intercontinental Championships, we have the entrances first, of course. Chris Jericho coming out to Judas, his first premium live event with WWE. His first pay-per-view appearance since returning, whichever way you want me to phrase it. Makes his way out to the ring, the crowd singing along, of course. There's some boos in there as well, the song might be a banger, but Chris Jericho's acting a bit of a dickhead at the minute, so... And it's followed, of course, by fan favourite and the current Intercontinental Champion, Montez Ford, looking to make his first defence of the championships for his first. His second, he defended against Johnny Gargano on the Raw after WrestleMania, didn't he? Make his first premium live event defence, there you go, since winning the gold at WrestleMania. Here against Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho looking to win back the championship. He says he made famous. He says it's been degraded so much since he's been away. The ref about to ring the bell where Jericho rolls out the ring and says, wait. There's a briefcase ringside little table, and he puts the briefcase on the little table and he opens it up, and inside the briefcase is that oval Intercontinental Championship, the old design that Jericho says he will bring back once he defeats Montez Ford and wins the Intercontinental title. Bring the old design back. He says, bring a bit of class, some je ne sais quoi to proceedings from Le Champion. And then we do get into the match. Montez Ford and Chris Jericho, both men going at it. Chris Jericho's first match back in WWE. Montez Ford going head-to-head with a future first-class Hall of Fame, one of the greats in Chris Jericho, wanting to show that he can go toe-to-toe with these guys at the top. I mean, he's proved it a lot the past year. I mean, in 2021, he beat Roman Reigns, for God's sake. That's a massive victory he had against Roman Reigns. And now he's taking on Chris Jericho, a different prospect, you know. Chris Jericho, maybe not as much as a hard hitter as Roman Reigns, maybe a bit more technical. All those years of wisdom and experience as well. A very good matchup between these two. At one point, Montez Ford goes for the frog splash, but Jericho gets up just in time to hit a code breaker in midair as Montez Ford's coming down to him. He covers him, only gets like a 2.9. Montez Ford kicking out the last possible moment. Jericho not very happy with that. And the match continuing. Jericho going for the Judas effect, but Ford ducking underneath and laying out Jericho with a big kick to the head, a big drop kick, you know, spinning drop kick, whatever you want it to be. Laying Jericho out, and Ford goes to the top rope. And Jericho's down. Montez jumps and flies through the air for that frog splash and is caught midair by Bobby Lashley, who lays him out for a spear, plants him clean on the mat. Montez Ford down, Lashley taking out Jericho as well. 81 for the match, ending in this double disqualification of sorts, whatever you want it to be, double DQ, and no contest. There it is, no contest. 81, 80 Ford, 78 Jericho, both doing pretty well. Jericho's first match back, you know. Fair enough, 81, good start to the show. As, yeah, Bobby Lashley just takes them both. He lifts up Montez Ford, and he puts him in the hurt lock till he's unconscious, and he drops his body, and he picks up Jericho. MVP at ringside whilst this is going on and takes out Jericho. Lashley giving instructions to MVP as MVP goes to the ring keeper's area and takes the Intercontinental title and begins to walk back to the ring, and he stops and he turns to the old design, the oval design Jericho had brought. He grabs that too and he brings them both in, and he hands both versions of the Intercontinental title to Bobby Lashley, who stands tall over Ford and Jericho and raises them both up. Jericho messed with Bobby Lashley a little bit, attacking him, and Bobby Lashley didn't take kindly to that, and he's standing tall here over Montez Ford and Chris Jericho, the CEO of the Hurt Business, holding on to both of those Intercontinental titles right now for that 88. Good segment, good opener. I'm happy, a good start to proceedings here at Vengeance. As then after that, we have a battle a lot of people want to see. You know, a match long talked about, a match that probably would be very good between MJF and The Miz. Two big personalities, big egos going at it. MJF looking to follow up, you know, undefeated since his debut, won the Andrade at WrestleMania, looking for another pay-per-view win. The Miz looking to prove that he's The Miz, he's better than MJF, you know, he knows it, and he wants to beat MJF so everyone else realises as well. In the end, MJF versus The Miz, your winner is MJF, forcing The Miz to submit in the end with the Salt of the Earth for the 82. Another good match, 64 MJF, 78 Miz, both doing well, but MJF is the one who comes out on top and gets the victory, forcing Miz to submit, and then MJF getting his arm raised. That smug smile on his face. He said he was better than The Miz, and he's just beat him. He's forced him to submit. He hasn't just beat him, he made him tap out. And here he is with his arm raised for the 89. Another good match, another good post. Things go off to a good start for Vengeance as MJF comes out on top here. As then we go backstage and we show the arrivals of both the WWE Champion Kyle O'Reilly and the challenger Adam Cole. We show both men arriving to the arena. Both men are ready for their match. They got to have stamina for later. The 60-minute Iron Man match. It's going to be tough for both of them. They got to last. Because you get tired, you get winded, you get taken out, and you don't have the energy to lift your shoulders off the mat to kick out. You could lose that title. You could lose your chance to get back the title. A 100 for that. Good little segment. Both men ready for what will hopefully be another really good main event between them. As then we go to the Raw Tag Team Championship picture. The champion, the Cruiserweights, Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, looking to keep a hold of their gold against the former champions, the Celtic Warriors, who they beat at Mania. Now at Mania, the Cruiserweights beat Celtic Warriors and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But this is, of course, not a triple threat tag team, just a single tag team. But still at WrestleMania, Matt Riddle made Sheamus tap out to win the gold. So the exclusion of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens maybe doesn't have the greatest effect as Celtic Warriors might make you think. But still, four hard-hitting guys all going at it here. Riddle, Dunne, Sheamus, McIntyre, all guys who are going to beat the hell out of each other, especially with championship gold on the line. But in the end, with the Raw Tag Team Championships on the line, the winners, and still Raw Tag Champs are the Cruiserweights. Pete Dunne hitting Sheamus with a bitter end and getting the pin to retain the gold for a 91. Incredible again. I think their match at WrestleMania got like a 98 or something. It was really high. It was one of the matches of the weekend. A large part of that, to me, was Kevin Owens' rating lifting it up. But Kevin Owens isn't here, and still it gets a 91. 91 Riddle, 88 Pete, 83 Drew, 74 Sheamus, all doing well. Really happy with this, as Pete Dunne gets the win for his team, and the Cruiserweights make their first successful defense of the Raw Tag Team Championships. Bro, that is lovely. And a really amazing match to boot. Very happy with that. Very happy with that. As then, the entrance of Portela Muerte, formerly known as Thunder Rosa, as I'll probably always say no matter how often I use her. She makes her entrance, and she awaits Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks, of course, hasn't confirmed her acceptance of Portela Muerte's challenge. She hasn't been seen since Portela Muerte took her out a few weeks back. But of course, Sasha Banks, the blueprint, the best and the boss, never one to back down for a fight. She does come out. Her music hits. She comes out accepting Muerte's challenge officially for a 100 watt segment. Sasha Banks is incredible, isn't she? As it's the match that would IRL be incredible, wouldn't it? Portela Muerte, Thunder Rosa, and Sasha Banks 1-on-1. Sasha Banks looking to prove she's still got it. She lost her title at Mania, but she'll get it back soon enough because she is the best. She is the boss. She's Sasha freaking Banks, man. And Portela Muerte, only her second match in WWE, but her first match, she buried Charlotte alive. She beat Charlotte. Now she wants to beat Sasha. If those are your first two victories, taking those scalps to two of the biggest and best women in WWE, you might be onto something here. Portela Muerte, Sasha Banks, in the end, your winner, Portela Muerte. For a 79, pretty good all things considered. 86 Sasha Banks, 57 Portela Muerte. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Another good match. 79. Portella's got to be built up, but still doing really well here. On her way to the victory over Sasha Banks. And then afterwards, Portela Muerte, the bringer of death, stands tall over the fallen, defeated Sasha Banks. Medics checking on Sasha. Portela came out on top for another 100. Yeah. The show's going really well so far. Good matches, good segments, no complaints. Hopefully we can follow it up next up with a tag team match. Don't know how this is going to go. The Dirty Dogs, Rude and Storm, taking on Angel Garza and Orton. Part of the reason I don't know how this is going to go is I don't know what the chemistry is like between Garza and Orton. Hopefully it won't be negative. I'll take a neutral. Garza and Orton teaming together. Orton coming to Garza's aid when the Dirty Dogs were attacking him. Orton beating Dolph Ziggler. And now Garza and Orton getting this tag match against Rude and Storm. And in the end, Garza and Orton coming out on top. Garza planting Rude with the wing clipper, making the cover. Storm tries to get in the ring to break up the pin. But then, of course, RKO out of nowhere. Storm laid out. Referee counts to 3. Garza and Orton get the win for an 81. Another good match. 87 Garza, 80 Orton, 78 Rude, 58 Storm. Very happy with this. All doing well. Another good match. Good victory for Garza and Orton together. And no bad chemistry. No good chemistry, just a neutral chemistry, which we take and are very, very appreciative and happy with. As Garza and Orton get the win. Happy with this. Before it's time for the Hardcore Championship match. Tommaso Ciampa, the champion. He's held it since SummerSlam. So he's had a long reign with that belt now. 8 months. At WrestleMania, he beat Aleister Black. And now though, he's taking on a tough challenge in Damian Priest. Coming over from NXT post-WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, of course, Damian Priest beat The Fiend, The Demon, and Karrion Kross in a triple threat Monsters Ball match. He won that Monsters Ball match, and he's looking to follow it up by winning his first championship in the WWE. Tommaso Ciampa, Damian Priest, anything goes. Hardcore championship. In the end, your winner and new hardcore champion, Damian Priest. Both men give it everything they've got. In the end, though, Damian Priest hits the reckoning onto Tommaso Ciampa through a table, sure. Through a table? Yeah, through a table, and the table has a steel chair on top of it, and a garbage can underneath. There you go. A brutal maneuver, allowing Damian Priest in the end to get the win, get the pin, and become the hardcore champion for an 80. Good match, 84 Ciampa, 75 Priest, both men doing well. Damian Priest coming out on top though, winning his first championship in WWE, the hardcore title, dethroning Ciampa in the process. Another big victory for Damian Priest in the WWE. He's on a very good roll right now, is Mr. Damian. Very happy with him. And then we go backstage. Kayla Braxton interviewing Randy Orton and Angel Garza. She asked about the match earlier, happy to have won it. And Garza asked the question himself. He says he has a question. He wanted to ask Orton, why did Orton get involved? Why did Orton help him with the Dirty Dogs? And Orton says that he's been in this business a long time and he's impressed with Garza. He saw what he had to come back from, the attack by Edge. He's had his own problems with Edge in the past. He knows how good and how tough Edge is. And for Garza to win the WWE Championship against Edge at SummerSlam was impressive. And for Garza to bounce back from that injury by Edge, eventually returning, facing Edge Hell in a Cell of all matches at WrestleMania, and to beat Edge in Hell in a Cell, that's impressive, And from one third-generation wrestler to another, Orton is impressed by Garza. He likes what he sees. And Orton, it says to Garza that, he's been in this business a lot longer than he has. Garza's clearly doing very well for himself, but if Garza needs any advice or anything like that, then Orton's here, Nice moment between these two third-generation wrestlers. Just lovely, isn't it? 100 for that. Another good segment. Vengeance continues to tick along very, very nicely as we head into the penultimate match of this evening for the Women's World Championship. The champion, Io Shirai, and her challenger, Naomi. Naomi kicked out of the Bloodline, kicked out of SmackDown, over to Raw, looking to prove Roman Reigns wrong and pick up some championship gold, the Women's World Championship at that. Her opponent, though, the champion, not going to be easy, Io Shirai. Io Shirai, who won that title against Sasha Banks at WrestleMania, and you have to think, will not want to lose it a month later. Io Shirai, Naomi, the Women's World Championship on the line. In the end, your winner, and still Women's World Champion, is Io Shirai. The genius of the sky gets the moonsault, gets the victory, and makes her first defense of the Women's World Championship for a 77. Little disappointing. Psychology an issue, but what are you going to do? 89 Io, 77 Naomi. They both did really well in ring. Still a really good match between the pair. I'm happy. Io Shirai makes her defense of the gold before it's time for the main event of this evening. We have the entrances of the challenger Adam Cole and the champion, the WWE champion, Kyle O'Reilly, for the 100. Both men are ready. Both men have waited for this. This opportunity, this rematch. Adam Cole wants his WWE Championship back, and Kyle O'Reilly wants to prove to everyone, especially Adam Cole, once again, that he belongs WWE Champion. He belongs at the top. He belongs at the main event, which Adam Cole says he doesn't, but he's looking to prove it. And he has plenty of time to, of course, the 60-minute Iron Man match. Both men, maybe not the wisest move, just go for it. Yeah, it's a long time to fight, but both men just go for it in the end. And the match goes on. Around the 15-minute mark, Adam Cole, manages to super kick Kyle O'Reilly, hits him with the Panama Sunrise, and gets the pin. 1-0 Adam Cole. Adam Cole taking the advantage here in this Iron Man match. And then the match going on. About the 25-minute mark, Kyle O'Reilly gets the ankle lock on Adam Cole. Adam Cole going for the rope, but he can't quite reach it, and then maybe an idea pops into his head. And instead of reaching forward, kind of presses his body backwards and rolls Kyle O'Reilly up for the 1-2-3. 2-0 Adam Cole. And now, 35 minutes left. A lot of time, but that time ticks away faster than you think. Kyle O'Reilly's got to think quickly to get back into this. And so the match goes on. We get to the 35-minute mark, 10 minutes later. Adam Cole setting up for the last shot. Bounces, runs, and then just like WrestleMania, Kyle ducks, gets that ankle lock. He drops down to the floor so Adam can't roll him up. Adam Cole very quickly tapping out when he realises there's no rolling up, there's no getting out of this. Because the longer that holds in, and Adam's trying, fruitlessly or whatever to try and get to the rope, the more damage it's doing. So he just taps out. 2-1. But Adam Cole still has the advantage. He has a minute to regain his breath. The match goes on. 50-minute mark. Kyle O'Reilly. Big axe handle chop to Adam Cole. Adam Cole with a super kick back. Kyle bounces off the underside of the rope. and then a massive clothesline which turns Adam Cole inside out. On top of everything else, Kyle makes the cover. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. About 10 minutes left. The clock tick, 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 ticking down. As both men so tired, so breathless, still both men clamour to their feet with about 1.5 minutes to go. And they just exchange fist after fist, elbow after elbow. Both men giving it every ounce of themselves here to try and come out on top. Kyle gets hit with a big elbow. He hits one back. Adam Cole takes a step. Super kick. Kyle goes backwards. Bounces off the rope. Big hit from Kyle O'Reilly. Adam Cole bounces backwards. Another super kick. Even supera somehow. Kyle bounces back to the bottom rope. He bounces off that. Bounces back up. Big clothesline to Adam Cole. Adam Cole kind of does like a front flip, somehow landing on his feet and going for another super kick. But Kyle ducking, grabbing Adam Cole's leg out of the air. Ankle lock. Drops to the floor again. Adam Cole not tapping out this time. He's clawing for a rope. He's trying to get to somewhere close to a rope. And Adam eventually getting his fingertips to the rope. The referee breaking the hold. Only about 40 seconds left, ticking down. Kyle, no time to waste. Quickly runs to his feet. Grabs the rope. Grabs the hand of Adam Cole that was on the rope. And just drags him to the centre of the ring. Drops down into the Armageddon. Adam Cole clawing and fighting and pounding at Kyle with his spare hand. Kyle kicking at that spare hand. Until Adam Cole, without 10 seconds left, no choice but to tap out. 3-2 to Kyle O'Reilly. He releases the arm of Adam Cole. Both men breathless, Adam in pain. Neither can do anything but wait as the time ticks down. And in the end, 60 minutes is up. Your winner and still WWE Champion Kyle O'Reilly. He does it in the end for another 99. These men cannot hit the 100. But they can get so damn close. Another incredible matchup between O'Reilly and Cole. Both putting in ring performances of 92 as well. Both doing amazing. As in the end, Kyle O'Reilly retains the WWE Championship, beating Adam Cole once again. And he celebrates. He gets his arm raised. He finds the energy to get to his feet and to raise that WWE Championship as high as possible. He survived the battle. He survived the war. He survived the 60-minute Iron match. He came back from 2-0 down to do so. For a 100, Kyle O'Reilly, still your WWE Champion. What a good ending, rating-wise, and a lovely moment as well. Kyle O'Reilly coming out on top again and standing tall, WWE Champion, as Vengeance gets an overall rating of 97. Incredible. One of the reasons Vengeance is going second, because usually the co-branded pay-per-view has always gone second on months like these, but I thought Vengeance should go second just because I thought as an overall card, and especially the main event, was stronger than for WrestleMania Backlash. I put it second. It gets the higher rating. Very much justifying me, I'd say. So well done to me. Kyle, you did amazing. Adam, you did amazing. And who else am I going to shout? You know what? I'll shout you out, Portela Muerte, as praise, make me speech, pleased, and I am more than pleased, as the first Premium Live Event specials of Season 2, post-WrestleMania 38, have been incredible, amazing matches, amazing moments, things continue to tick along, new champions, championships retained. And now we move forward into May. Not 100% sure on the pay-per-views. I know Money in the Bank is June. I know King of the Ring is in July. And I know August is SummerSlam. May, we'll figure it out. I'll let you know next episode. As that is it for today. I really hope you've enjoyed. Really good shows. What was your favourite match? What was your favourite moment from this WrestleMania Backlash Vengeance Premium Live Event pay-per-view special? Let me know in the comments down below. What are you looking for next month? Pay-per-view suggestions for May. Whilst you're there, why not? And also while you're there, why don't you leave a like and subscribe for more if you have enjoyed. And as always, I just want to say thank you for watching.